And what's up everybody, Marissa B here. Today guys, we are back in another video for Creatures of Sonaria. Now if you guys are curious why am I in Dragon Adventures, I'm not playing Creatures of Sonaria. I refuse to play it. I would tell you guys that in explanation at the end of the video. But for now we're gonna keep that aside. Now I forgot to pull up Discord. I just realized. So let me just do that real quick. Can't find this kid. There we go. But yeah, hold on for a moment. Hold on. There we go. Now, I'm not gonna really react to all of this, so hopefully, if you guys are curious why did I not make this video anytime soon, was because it's not my dog, but it's my sister's. She didn't take care of her dog, and apparently me and my mom had to go and take care of this dog, and he wasn't feeling too good. We would assume it was dog food that was the dry food, because he has a sensitive stomach causing him to get sick. Again, I don't own this dog. I don't really care about that dog, but sometimes I do, and I did that for a reason. So yeah, it was just me and my mom just cleaning up after his mess. My sister did absolutely nothing. She owned this dog and she's done nothing to help it. So apparently I am doing an all-nighter. I had to stay up and watch over the dog just to make sure he's fine and everything. Right now I'm not really watching over him. I am in my closet, so I have to do this really quickly and fast. So here we go. I'm not gonna interrupt anything. I'm gonna react after this. So yeah, let's get to it. Slightly early weekly update plans post. Now, reminder, he's done this on Monday, so it was pretty early. Valentine's Week 1. The Valentine's event releases this week, introducing one of the new Valentine's exclusive creatures, the adorable red piano species, Alifu. Similar to the Harvest event, earn points and currency by completing objective. That word I can't speak because I forgot to drink some water. Around the world, use unique creatures to continue to earn points and ensure you complete the event track. Returning creatures, palettes, and plushies from previous Valentine's events are also joining us. Maybell's Cauldron minigame makes a return. Upcoming, more news on the Nest system to come later this week, this Friday. Creatures arriving on Friday this week. The cuddly red panda Alifu wanders into Sonaria this week, obtainable via this year's Valentine's event. These soft and lovable creatures are oh so cute, adorned with heart-shaped fur, patterning, and ribbons. These Valentine's red pandas are to die for. The winged star horse Valdez got a redesign this week. This sparkly creature is obtainable via the rotation store. Thank you for your redesign votes. Valdez looks amazing with its refined night sky Pegasus theme. You guys can read that. You guys can also read that and pause it if you guys want. I do have a stuffy nose. I will tell you guys that at the end of the video. Magical sky horse Valdez with its new look. Here it is. You guys can pause the video if you guys want. If you guys want some more into it. Sneak peek into some work in progress animations. Here it is. This is the flying animation. Very cool, very decent. Adorable Alifu, which it looks like it just got squashed by a car and looks like a flat pancake. But that's what it looks like. There are some other sneak peeks with the animations. This is a walking animation, and it looks pretty adorable. I would assume this is the sitting animation right here. A cozy little guy, which is the laying animation. And then, last but not least, is these. Okay, last ribbon red panda post of the day. However, I did want to ensure y'all can appreciate how adorable the little heart markings are across its whole body. This guy has fur markings that are almost all entirely heart-shaped. See how many you can find once Alifu returns. Releases this Friday. Here it is. This is what it looks like. Pretty cute, pretty adorable. This is where you designed the Alifu. There's the hearts for the front, and there are some hearts on the tail, which makes sense. Roblox did shut down, so they said this little reminder that no, Creatures of Sonaria did not cause Roblox to shut down. It just happened randomly. Last but not least, you guys remember these weird apocu walls of water that can be found when traveling between freshwater ponds and ocean water, which means that what they're trying to say is that there's a thing where this little water pod is just blocking its way. They said that they fixed it, which means that you can now see freely over there if you're semi-aquatic or aquatic. Playing as an aquatic or semi-aquatic should be slightly easier with this quality of life change. Now there's no unrealistic wall of solid water that you can see through. Coming to servers this Friday. I don't know if it's this Friday or next Friday, but they said that, and yeah. Alright, I got all of those out of the side. Now here is the last thing for the video. You guys have probably heard me sniffling. It is because the dog that my mother bought for my sister is a long-haired dog, and apparently I am allergic to long-haired dogs. I don't give much of a reaction to them, but it's my nose specifically. I do get allergies really quick right off the bat, so that happens right off the bat too and everything. But you guys are probably curious, why am I not playing Creatures of Sonaria and why am I not happy about it? Well, everything's not good. Everything's not pretty, everything's not doing well, it's this and that. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you guys this straight. I'm planning on quitting Creatures of Sonaria, and no, I'm not giving away stuff. I will play Creatures of Sonaria, just not often. But if I end up quitting, then you guys know for sure that I'm only playing Dragon Adventures. You guys have also noticed that I've been making live streams about Dragon Adventures, about grinding, this and that. I have never once spoken about Creatures of Sonaria. The only times I will is the updates, and it's specifically because the only times I would only talk about Creatures of Sonaria is what's happening with the updates, because I know some of you guys are Creatures of Sonaria fans, while most of my fans are Dragon Adventures fans. So I do add some Creatures of Sonaria updates in this net if people don't have Discord. People who do don't even watch my video, but yeah. Reason why I'm planning on quitting is many things that are negative. First thing, the shadow event, which is practically permanent. Ever since the Kalatatra and the new creature, I forgot what its name, but ever since they have been arriving, it's dangerous. It's chaos. In order to get these creatures, you have to kill each other, get their meat, and, well, aka their carcass, get their carcass, bring it to the shrine, and sacrifice it. It's like some demonic ritual, something like that. But ever since that happened, I decided to quit Creatures of Sonaria. Now, people who are so good at cozying, it's easy for them to grind. But for me, it ain't easy. Because one thing is for sure, people who are very innocent, who don't want to kill people, or rather just want to roleplay instead, refuse to be in the Shadow Altar. What I call it is the Shadow Altar, because it is similar to Dragon Adventures, where you practically just find some fruit or even meat and bacon, you sacrifice it, and you try to get a percentage of trying to get an egg. Similar to that, but instead artifacts and creatures in Creatures of Sonaria. Now, the sad thing is that I actually went into a public server once, and I actually decided to do that because I was curious to see what is going on between the Shadow, and apparently there was some people in a private server, and I did not want to bother them at all, so I went to a public instead, and I noticed that people have not been in the Shadow area, and aka the island. Reason why is because there is so much killing, and there is no point of wanting to get a Kalatatra and other creature that I forgot its name. But yeah, one thing is the shadow theme. Next thing is the toxic community. The toxic community is outrageous. I can't even have a sincere conversation between both the game and Discord. But now, first off, the game is much bad as before. When you try to make friends, it's impossible. You make a friend, but then they just ditch you with other things such as cozying and killing your creature, or in other things necessary, either ditching you with someone else, or other things that could be something stupid. But besides that, if you want to make friends and you want to test out, and that is me right there. Actually, speaking of that, I actually been testing out to see how toxic the community is in both the game and Discord. I tried out the game, but people have been ignoring me and didn't really want to talk about the fact that I needed friends. So I've been in that server for an hour repeating the same thing if people want to be my friend. I even went up to other people and said if they want to be my friend, but most of them declined. Some of them accepted, but I told them it was a test, so I gave them some stuff, and that happened. And no, I'm not doing that again because I ain't going back there. But compared to that, the game itself, it's just people ignoring you about the quest with this and that. Another thing that I also noticed is that I went to Discord. Now, I actually put Discord aside because I was actually scared of the community of the Creatures of Sonaria official Discord. The reason why is because there's thousands of people chatting in the lobby. And I did not video it, I did not make content of it, but if I did, I would really want to show you guys how toxic this community is. I actually tested out. I only stayed in there for only 5 minutes. I sent one message and I said, hey, I don't have much friends here. Does anyone want to be my friend? I got 3 replies. One reply is, you don't need friends, go to the game and find friends, which doesn't seem that bad, right? Until I went to the other one, it said, you don't need friends, stop going to this community and leave, which I would assume that is a warning. And another person that literally replied said, literally the same thing with the first thing, you don't need friends, but instead say touch grass and leave. I replied to them and I said, if you want me to touch grass, then why are you texting that when you haven't touched grass? So the person and I were practically just arguing back and forth. It was just me and him. Other people started to choose that person's side and started to backlash on me. Now, I was only telling the truth, and apparently that did not work as planned. So that is one big favor about this is the fact that the community is so toxic. I cried 3 times. Now, actually it's more. Now, apparently it's mostly cozy when it comes to a game. When I actually cried a lot of times in a game, but first time was from Discord, so that was the situation that happened, and I was crying in there because it was so sad. It was so toxic, I left. But another thing that happened was where people started cozying, and I got killed by my creature, and my creature had like some double reds in it. I was not happy. I told them, hey, that was a double red creature. Why did you kill it? And everyone in that server was literally bullying me, and I cried. Now, there's another part that I forgot, but this was when me and my ex were actually a couple. But we were actually on call. We were trying to goof around with a Takamoroth, and both of our Takamoroths were actually killed because we were having fun. We both had a bad day, so we decided to just fling people with the Takamoroth because it was such a cool update and I loved it. But I silenced myself, which kind of worried and concerned my ex, and that ex is Austin. If you guys are curious, that's the guy that I've been posting about him. But I've been talking about this and I was silent the whole time. I was texting and he was like, hey, you okay? We were actually private chatting each other because we had our own like little packs and everything. And turns out Austin, if you are watching this at the end of this video, kind of the end of the video, if you remember that Takamura situation where people were starting to hurt me and stuff, other things like that, I was actually crying behind there. We were on call and I was crying. I muted myself and it caused Austin to get concerned. And he was like, hey, you okay? Like, are you good or something like that? That was when I muted myself, he started to get concerned and worried, like, why was I being so silent? This is why I quit, because there's so much toxicity in that game that I can't even survive in there without crying. Because the moment I enter that game, I cry because of how toxic it is. I cried more than Dragon Adventures. Dragon Adventures, I've only cried once or twice, but that was when I was giving away a dragon that someone was wanting for so long, and I was crying because it was just by happiness, crying of happiness. But compared by my crying in Creatures of Sonaria's crying, for me, I was crying for sadness and hurt. I don't know what happened to Creatures of Sonaria, but Creatures of Sonaria did not have this hate. I'm not crying, by the way. I just have a really bad stuffy nose. I'm allergic to long-haired dogs, so that kind of reacts my nose a bit, if you guys are curious. Another thing that caused me to quit is the point currency. Now, they added this point currency in the LSS event, Land, Sea, Sky, and apparently people weren't happy about it because not a lot of people got the Novus Warden right off the bat. Some people did, some people didn't, and it was sad. But then again, they did this on the summer event too, with less minigames and less fun, causing people to get neither of the Eugen Warden, which the Eugen Warden literally was so expensive and was not even funny anymore. They did this for the Harvest event too, not Halloween and Christmas. I don't know why they did not do that, but that's kind of weird. But they did the Harvest event for the points, and that wasn't too bad because it was actually pretty easy. There's not much creatures, not much palettes, plushies, neither of that. It was pretty much useful. Like, people actually liked the Harvest event with the points because it was pretty much easy. But then we're going back to square one with the points for Valentine's event. Now, Valentine's event has a lot of creatures, lots of creatures, lots of palettes, plushies, everything, this and that. There is no way we're gonna get that Adora Warden species. And reason why is because there is kids, adults, kids who play this game, adults who play this game. They have jobs, kids have schools. The sad thing is that they can't grind because the only times they would only grind was in the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Or if they have a day off, that would happen. But these kids and adults can't get these creatures because they are busy with one thing and they can't focus on another, causing them to lose their hope on trying to get these wardens, trying to get this or that. These point currencies is causing people to get mad, not even in fact quitting the game because of what's going on. Now, I am upset because they're bringing back the point currency in the middle of kids going to school and adults going to work. And yes, adults do play these games. It's not just kids, it's adults too. There's other adults. Like, I'm gonna turn 17 at Sunday. I'm practically still a kid, but at this point, when I turn 18 next year, I'm gonna be a mature adult at that point. So that considers me as an adult. Like, you look at all of those content creators, like Zoto, Asmer, I think that's his username. I can't really say his name, but other types of content creators, they are adults and they play these games. They're pretty much nice, and I don't know these content creators, but I watch them so much. Like, even Arby, my favorite content creator of Creatures of Sonaria has to be Arby. My most favorite, literally cool. He doesn't post much content from YouTube, but he's a baker. He's good. He's good at cozying. But as I said, he kind of like, I don't know what happened, but he just went away and disappeared into heaven. But what's another thing that I want to remember. Last but not least has to be the grinding. Even if there is no events, people have troubles trying to grind. The reason why is because when people are grinding, they don't have 24/7 day off like me. I am a dropout. I'm a high school dropout, and I'm a full-on like 24/7 content creator who is always up 24/7. And these people, these kids, adults, they're not like me or anyone else who actually stays home and actually grinds hard. They actually have to go to work and go to school, but when they want something, they have to grind. If you want a death token, you gotta grind. You gotta go to those missions. You gotta complete those missions, or in fact, kill some people, do this and that, just to get one death token. Another thing is that you gotta grind even more by trying to get your dream creature. Like, if your dream creature is a role limited, like for example, Sonaria Lewis. If you want Sonaria Lewis, you have to grind countless times. I remember when I wanted my dream creature, which was Aries, it took me almost 2 years to finally get an Aries species, only for me to get tired of it and selling it. And another thing, which I forgot, is the last but not least, is the values. People, I'm going to say a bad word. Warning, bad word coming in. 3, 2, 1. People fucked up the values. But it's like, you just don't know what to do. When you want your dream creature so bad and it's so cheap, you're trying to get to it, but then you notice that people have been raising the price, and you're just right there. You can knock on the door and your dream creature is right there, but then you notice that your dream creature rose and you're behind again. For example, Parugama, when it released, is a monthly creature. It released and it was only 4,000 to 5,000. This poor person, we're gonna call him Jimmy. Whoever is named Jimmy, you're lucky. But Jimmy has been grinding for so long that he wants this Parugama so bad. He gets to the point where he gets to 3,000 and he needs to grind a little bit more. So he decides to stay in the trade realm and sell their creatures. Now his creatures are bad, so it takes a while. It takes this, it takes that, it takes forever. He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind that at all. Until then, after a couple of days or even a month pass, which was when Parugama is now gone, he finally gets to go and buy one for 4,000. But then he realized that there's not a lot of Parugama people who want to trade their Parugamas or sell them. So it takes him months and months and months until he finally found a person that he relied on. He went to them and he said, "Hey, can I buy your Parugama for 4,000? They said, "No, that's under." He said, "Wait, what? I thought it was perfect." He would say, "No, Parugama is now 20,000. It's not 4,000. Jimmy gets sad and quits Creatures of Sonaria. That happened with many people. People who want to buy a creature that they wanted for so long and realize that creature has rose their price and they are so behind again. That causes people to also leave. There's many types of ways that people can start quitting the game. I've seen other content creators quitting Creatures of Sonaria, but I didn't think much and I stayed. But I noticed that I slowly start to realize why these people have been leaving. Point currencies. People hate it. They left. The community. Almost half of their community has left and quit Creatures of Sonaria due to their community. And values. That's another thing that people start quitting. If they can't get their dream creature and that dream creature rises, they quit. There's many things that people start quitting the game. But those are the reasons why I quit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys find this helpful as to why I am quitting and why I am not posting content out of Creatures of Sonaria. I only made content for Dragon Adventures because a lot of my fans are Dragon Adventures fans, and I decided to just make content out of Dragon Adventures. The funny thing is that Creatures of Sonaria is just nothing but negativity, but compared to Dragon Adventures, its community is meh. Sometimes it could be bad, but most of the time it's not. There's not really much bad people. A lot of my friends I've met literally came from Dragon Adventures. I even found my ex, Austin. I even found him in Dragon Adventures, which is crazy. I was friends with him in Dragon Adventures. I made so many friends in Dragon Adventures, and they are so kind and gentle. But Creatures of Sonaria is nothing but depression and sadness. Nothing but rage bait, everything with this and that. And I'm just here to warn you guys. If you play Creatures of Sonaria, I worry for you, and I pray that you're okay. Because not a lot of us aren't okay. We're gonna end this video here. It's now 25 minutes. I can see it because I'm literally recording it. I can see the time by how much the video has gone to. Again, if you guys find this video helpful, like this video and comment down below. What do you guys think about Creatures of Sonaria? Do you really want to play this game and realize that everything is just nothing but sadness in it? Or do you just want to keep playing it and not care? I just want to tell you guys that was straight, because just saying this straight, even though you guys get these emotions, these negative emotions, don't let those slide. Think of something more positive. Because sometimes when you go to a server, Creatures of Sonaria servers might actually be nicer than you think. But anyways, I'm going to end the video. I'm sorry I made this very, very late. I already told you guys at the beginning. But that's what happened. The dog got sick. This and that. I'm not going to explain the whole thing like I did with Creatures of Sonaria. But I will see you guys on the live stream on Friday. And I will see you guys there. Peace out.